The feminine hygiene industry makes billions of dollars selling products that, in many cases, are either unnecessary or actively causing the problems they claim to solve. Douches, scented washes, vaginal detox pearls, what? Fragrance sprays. The marketing is convincing and the science does not support most of it. So today, I'm giving you what the evidence actually supports, what to use, what to skip, and a genuinely affordable routine that works with your body's biology rather than against it. Hi, I'm Dr. Mamina, a triple board certified dermatologist. I see patients regularly dealing with irritation, rashes, and sensitivity in the vulvar area. And in the majority of cases, the cause is a product they're using in an attempt to feel cleaner and fresher. The irony is real and it's so frustrating. If you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe. But now let's get into it. The first thing I need everyone to hear, the vagina is self-cleaning. It has its own microbiome. It's dominated by Lactobacillus species that maintains an acidic pH of around 3.8 to 4.5. That acidity is protective. It suppresses the growth of harmful bacteria and yeast. So when you introduce douches, fragranced products, or so-called vaginal detox products inside the vaginal canal, you are disrupting that protective ecosystem. The result is often exactly what you were trying to prevent: bacterial vaginosis, yeast infections, and chronic irritation. These products actually don't help and they create the problem. Vaginal detox pearls are not detoxifying anything. Your vagina does not need pearls. I cannot stress this enough. Now, the external vulvar area is a different conversation. That does benefit from gentle, appropriate cleansing, but nothing needs to go inside. Body odor, root cause first. Body odor comes from bacteria breaking down sweat, specifically the thicker protein-rich sweat produced by our apocrine glands, which are concentrated in the armpits and the groin areas. The bacteria metabolize those proteins and produce the odor compounds. The sweat itself is odorless. The bacteria are variable. There are two distinct microbiome systems that affect odor in this context, and it's worth separating them. So the vaginal microbiome directly influences local odor and pH. When lactobacillus dominance is disrupted and other bacteria overgrow, as what happens in bacterial vaginosis, the characteristic odor change is a direct result of that microbial shift. The gut microbiome influences systemic odor through a different pathway. There are actually certain foods that can produce odor compounds. So there's trimethylamine from red meat and fish, and sulfur compounds from garlic and onions, and then acetaldehyde from alcohol. And these are all excreted through your sweat and your breath. Gut dysbiosis can also amplify this. So what you eat affects how you smell and not just your breath. Hormonal shifts, particularly perimenopause, change sweat composition and can intensify odor even when nothing else has changed. This is a real and under-acknowledged phenomenon that I see in my practice. So what's the point? So topical products address the surface. If odor is a persistent concern, it's worth looking at what's happening internally, your diet, your gut health, and your hormonal status, not just what you're washing with. The routine, step by step. First, cleansing. So for the external vulvar area, use a gentle pH-balanced fragrance-free cleanser or water alone if your skin is not irritated. The key criteria, you want a pH around 4.5 to 5.5 to match the vulvar skin environment. No fragrance, and I would ideally minimize SLS, which is sodium lauryl sulfate. That's just a fact that can be particularly irritating on sensitive mucosal adjacent skin. The traditional alkaline bar soaps, the most classic bar soaps, they sit at a higher pH, like 9 to 10. These are too alkaline for this area and can disrupt the protective microbiome and skin barrier. pH-balanced soaps or a gentle liquid cleanser is the right call. So my recommendation, I am a fan of the Surface Deep pH Balancing Skin Wash. This is formulated specifically for anywhere on the body. For a more budget-friendly option, Vagisil Sensitive Plus Moisturizing Wash. This is pH balanced, fragrance-free. This is about $8 at most drugstores. I'm also a huge fan of CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser. This is another gentle, fragrance-free option that works well there, as well as the Cetaphil Gentle Cleanser and the Toleriane line from La Roche-Posay. Deodorant, know what you're using. There's an important distinction between deodorant and antiperspirant that matters here. So just a quick overview, deodorant works by neutralizing odor-causing bacteria and masking that odor, whereas antiperspirant works by blocking sweat ducts with aluminum compounds to reduce sweating. So for people who might be sensitive to aluminum, deodorant-only options are something to think about. I like Native, I think it works well. It has really nice formulations. I think it's widely available. Lumi is another deodorant worth knowing about. This was designed by an OBGYN specifically made for the groin area. And I think it's one of the few deodorants that addresses this issue directly. Dove also has a body odor line for people with sensitive skin. Another feminine hygiene issue is ingrown hair prevention. So if you shave or wax, this section is for you. Ingrown hairs in the bikini line area are caused by hair growing back into your hair follicle. And this is more likely to happen when the hair is coarse, or if the skin isn't exfoliated, or if you're shaving against the grain, creates a sharp hair tip that curves back in. A gentle exfoliant with either BHA, which is salicylic acid, or AHA, like glycolic acid, can be used 2 or 3 times a week to keep that follicle opening clear. And this can significantly reduce ingrowns. You want to apply it to the area between shaving sessions, not immediately before or after. And then I think it helps to follow that with a fragrance-free moisturizer after shaving. And if you're prone to irritation, make sure that you're shaving with the grain rather than against it. You'll get slightly less close to shave and significantly less irritation. Next is internal support. Probiotics. So this is where the root cause approach becomes more important. Supporting your microbiome from the inside out is one of the most meaningful things that you can do for both your gut health and your vaginal health. For general microbiome support and the gut-skin-vaginal axis, Beautycore probiotics are my daily foundation. They are formulated with skin and microbiome health in mind. Beyond that, for vaginal microbiome support, specifically look for oral probiotics that contain lactobacillus, you want to be nerdy, lactobacillus rhamnosus GR1 and lactobacillus RC14. These are the 2 strains with the most clinical data specifically for maintaining vaginal lactobacillus dominance and reducing recurrence of bacterial vaginosis and yeast infections. I am also a fan of the Garden of Life line of probiotics. They have one called Raw Probiotics for vaginal care. Jarrow makes one called Femdophilus that's also good. On diet, so things like garlic, onions, alcohol, and red meat have documented effects on body odor through the sweat accretion of their metabolites. Reducing these, if odor is a concern, has a real basis in the science. And of course, increasing fiber and fermented foods supports the gut microbiome in ways that have downstream effects on systemic health and odor. This isn't just generic wellness advice, there is a mechanism behind it. So here's the honest picture of cost. The truly budget-friendly options in the routine are the Vagisil Sensitive Plus Moisturizing Wash. This is around $8, pH balanced, fragrance-free. This is very drugstore accessible. This is the most affordable specific rec for vulvar cleansing. There's the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser. This is around $15, fragrance-free, gentle, versatile enough to use on the body and face. The native deodorant is around $12 to $14. Lumi is slightly higher, but both are pretty accessible. The 2 other products that I mentioned, the Beautycore probiotics and the Surface Deep cleanser, those are at a slightly higher price point, but I do think that these are investments in quality formulation and I do stand behind them. And everything is linked in my description box below. The most important takeaway from this video is that more product is not more hygiene. The vagina is self-cleaning. The external area does need gentle, pH-appropriate care. Your microbiome, both your internal and external microbiome, do need support, not disruption. A simple science-backed routine does more for you than a cabinet full of fragrance products. Please share this with somebody who needs it, and please take the vaginal detox pearls out of your cart. Everything I recommended, like I said, is linked below. A like helps us reach more people, and subscribe if you want more content like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.